Hey guys, and welcome to the newest episode of Be Hero Presents Slightly Agitated, where a bunch of idiots get on and talk about a certain topic. And I am your host and Idiot One, Brian, a host of multiple shows here on Be Hero Presents. And with me tonight is idiot number 2, the Salsa King himself, Josh Martinez. How are you doing tonight, Josh?
Orale, I'm doing great. How are you, my friend?
Oh, dude, I am so tired.
Oh, I bet.
And I'm already worried about tomorrow.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah. As we record, we'll be having Halloween Bash tomorrow. So, as you guys will probably get this aired the day after on Saturday. Hopefully, we've seen you there. That being said, guys, let's go ahead and introduce idiot number 3, former Devotion Championship Heavyweight Champion, Andrew Sowell. How you doing tonight, Dan?
Hello. I was waiting for that. You just kind of let my name settle. You can all calm down now because I'm here.
I was giving the right thing. Like, I was imagining there was applause for you and everything else.
No, there would never be applause for me.
Oh, man. I can already see this is going to be a long episode, which goes into a long day. All right. With all that being said, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed what we've been doing here with us 3 idiots. And with our newest topic, what the hell are you doing, Josh?
God damn it, Josh. You had one fucking job.
I'm sorry. I was getting a container of salsa ready.
Mute yourself, bitch.
God
You've
damn
been
it,
doing
Josh.
that shit.
If you haven't learned already, I don't edit these at all. I kind of just leave them as they are because they're quite more entertaining when nonsense happens. You are a walking bag of nonsense.
Tonight, yes, I am.
All right. So, going back to topic. The topic I think we're going to go ahead and talk about tonight is the best and worst liquors and cocktails. I bring this up because I am currently drinking one of my favorites, which is Crown Royal Apple Whiskey. Mm-hmm.
It's a good one.
What about you?
Mike, never make that sound again in your life, ever. Even if no one's in the room with you, never ever make that sound again.
There's been a lot of you yelling at me about the things I say and do today.
I mean, what you admitted earlier today, which we will omit from the podcast. I do not foresee that changing.
All right. With that being said, Josh, what are you drinking?
I am drinking once again some American honey with some Sprite Zero.
Ugh.
And it's fucking strong.
Yeah, I saw how much you poured in there. Let's just say that you would have lost your beer license in Utah for that drink. So.
Damn straight I would have, because fuck Utah drinking laws.
Right? All right. And then, so what are you drinking?
Water.
I knew you were going to say that.
You bitch.
It's a fucking weeknight. I have to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go to the game. And then it's just going to be a long-ass day. I'm not putting that shit in my body right now.
I feel that.
That's fair.
That's actually why I only did like a half pour for my whiskey, because I know I'm not going to be able to do much drinking too much tonight. So, all right. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and talk about what are our favorite liquors specifically. Let's go talk first straight liquor. And we'll imply like beers. Well, actually, let's hold off. We'll do beers after. So straight liquor, something like your favorite kind of like whiskey or rum or gin or vodka or whatever it is. What is your favorite straight liquor, Josh?
So I got my top 2. I got to give you my top 2 because it's the only thing I fucking drink, and that is tequila, a good silver tequila. Fuck that gold shit, and whiskey. And I'm talking like Writer's Tears, Gentleman Jack, American Honey.
What do you consider a good silver tequila? fucking Jose
Definitely
Cuervo.
not Jose Cuervo. Patron's really good. Terramana's really good. Surprisingly, and a lot of people outside of Utah don't know this, Costco tequila is actually really decent.
Yep.
Kirkland brand alcohol in general is really good. Their tequila's good. Their vodka's really good.
Fun fact about Kirkland vodka: they're bottled at the same plant as Grey Goose, so it's really just Grey Goose
shit.
vodka. Yep.
Nice.
Huh.
All right. So, what is your favorite straight liquor?
Straight liquors, silver tequila, Milagro as the best fucking tequila, hands down.
Ooh. I forgot about Milagro. That's so good. So
You don't
good.
forget about Milagro.
Well, if you drink enough of it, you're bound to forget about a lot of it.
Right?
It's so
You know what I'm
good.
saying?
It's so good and so pure that you don't fucking get a hangover. Like, I've never had a hangover drinking Milagro, and I've drank a good amount of Milagro in one sitting before.
All right.
Also, just if we're given two, my secondary is I do definitely enjoy. Well, fuck, I enjoy all of them, but like if I'm doing labels, like Crystal Skull vodka, I really enjoy that. That's a really good vodka that does not give you a hangover either.
Yeah, you all about that Dan
I'm
Aykroyd?
too old for hangovers. Yeah, I fucking love Dan Aykroyd too, but I'm too old for these fucking hangovers. No more Goldschlager
Drink
for
water.
me.
Yeah.
I drink
Oh,
water.
God.
Yeah,
That was my
but
grandpa's drink.
fucking Goldschlager. Yeah.
Yeah, my grandpa loved Goldschlager for some fucking reason, and I never understand why.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm not a fan of Goldschlager either. Fun fact, I have never had a hangover.
Oh, fuck
I don't
you.
believe you.
I have never had a hangover. I've never woken up with a massive headache and body aches and everything like I've seen people with hangovers have. At most, I might have a body ache, but that also could be contributing to the stupid crap I was doing while drinking. So it's hard to say for sure. But yeah, no, I've drinking a crap ton and I've never had a hangover. Mind you, I also go very often into drinking water to make sure I do not have a hangover. So,
Hate you. Hate your face.
that being said, I'm a whiskey man. Like, I love a variety of different whiskeys. From Tullamore Dew, which is probably honestly my favorite, but I've been becoming a big fan of Proper 12 as well as an Irish whiskey. Jack.
Isn't that McGregor's whiskey?
It is. It's really good. Ironically, Davon, who's currently absent from this podcast, he's the one that turned me on to it. He brought it over for Super Bowl last year and gave me the whole bottle. And like, I really fell in love with how smooth it was. It's just good. I'm not a huge fan of like peatier whiskeys, like Black Label, Jameson Black Label, because it's a lot more peaty to it. It's just not what I like. I'll still drink it, but it's not what I'm a fan of. I like the bit of a more of a sweeter whiskey, which is what Tullamore Dew is. There's also a Japanese whiskey. It's really good called Hibiki. I really enjoy.
That is really good.
Oh, so good.
That whiskey's really
I've only
good.
heard. I've never had it,
Yeah.
but it's definitely on my list of shit to try.
It's expensive though. For a bottle of it, it's like $60-$70 over at Lee's in Wendover.
I love Lee's.
Oh my god, dude! I walk in there sometimes, and how big it is, and it's literally like Toys R Us to me.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I can never leave Lee's without having at least 2 to 3 bottles with me. And that's coming from somebody who only drinks when we do the podcast. Really.
So I realized the last couple of times I went to Wendover that I have to do Lee's last, because that way I know how much money I can spend at Lee's. Otherwise, I spend all of my gambling money at Lee's, then instead of going and spending it and giving it to the poor casinos that obviously need it. So, I've got to go to at least last. And hopefully by that time I've won a bunch of money at the casino and have more money for whiskey. But that being said,
that doesn't happen.
I'm also been
no.
I win.
Well, I can't say no. So my grandma and her friend actually went to Wendover a few months ago, and her friend hit a jackpot for like $20,000.
Nice.
It's bullshit.
Your mom was always cruising.
Oh yeah, and like my mom won, like, she's gone on 3 cruises this year. All 3 she won in Wendover. Fucking. Ooh.
Must be a bad luck of having you as the son.
Yeah. That's her reward for tolerating me.
That's right. No, I don't often come back losing when I go to like Vegas or Wendover. I do pretty well almost every time I go out. Not like thousands of dollars, but like I'll be up $100 or so. I used to go though Wendover at the state line. I think that's what it's called now. They used to have I think they still do, but I used to go to it all the time. On Tuesdays, they would have a blackjack tournament where you would do a buy-in. So you do $100 buy-in, and you would have what would be ostensibly $10,000 worth of chips, and you would play until whoever was the last one with chips left, and everybody from 5th place up earned money back. 5th place got their $100 ante back, and so on and so forth, up to $10,000. I went twice. I've gone there multiple times, and I've always come back one of the top 5. But once I got 2nd place, and once I got 3rd place. 2nd place, I got $5,000. 3rd place, I got $1,000 off. It was awesome. And then I went and spent all that money at the bar. Anyhow, that being said, those are some of my favorite straight alcohols. I've been coming lately to a bigger fan of spiced rum, just straight, which has been really good too. But I'm more of a fan of that as a mix, which we'll get to here in a second. But there's a lot of good spice rums. Like I like some of the Captain Morgan spice rums. Kraken, of course, is always good. So, all right. Not a fan of Kraken?
Not a fan of spiced rum, dog. My worst hangovers came from spiced rum and Jaeger.
Oh,
but
yeah, Jaeger, I've never really been a big fan of. Let's go ahead and talk about that. What are some of the straight alcohols we don't like or hate? Mine is definitely Jaeger on that. But I have a great story about Jaeger and my wife before she was my wife. Well, I'll tell after. So, that being said, Josh, what is one of or several of the alcohols that are straight alcohols that you do not like?
Straight alcohols I don't like. I can't do vodka. I fucking can't. I can't do vodka. Spice rum's another one. Jaeger's another one. I guess there's just vodka makes me vomit. Like no matter what I do, if I'm drinking and I get like even one vodka drink, I can guarantee that night I'm throwing up aggressively. Jaeger I can't do because, when you're in your youth, you kind of tend to go a little harder and you don't know. And I just remember vomiting excessively with Jaeger as well. And the black licorice taste is just bleh. No, it's terrible and it's thick. Why is it thick?
If you like black licorice, you can go fuck yourself.
Amen. Amen.
I also agree. If you have absinthe as well, it also has a similar taste, and it's not.
It does.
Absinthe isn't that bad to me though. I did like absinthe when I tried it.
I've had it twice. So I had it once in a bar, and I guess I can say it wasn't terrible. It wasn't definitely not my favorite. But the other time, a buddy of mine put it together. And so there's a process in doing absinthe, right? So you're supposed to have the sugar cube and pour the absinthe on a spoon and do all that stuff. My buddy did not know this. So, and I didn't know this at the time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know this at the time either. So my buddy, first time I ever had absinthe, mixed it with Mountain Dew.
Oh,
It was utterly disgusting.
Oh no.
Why does your friend hate you?
Oh, he hated himself too because he drank it as well. It was not good. But with the sugar
I'm
cube, it was
fucking
terrible, right? Kind of did actually. But with the sugar cube, it wasn't terrible, but it still has that black licorice flavor to it, which I'm just not a fan of. So,
Just the thought of that made me shiver. Like Shenzi in The Lion King when she does Mufasa.
Nice. All right. So, well, what about you? What are some liquors you just cannot stand?
Well, you already kind of mentioned it. It's really I can't stand fucking Jägermeister. That's gross. And if you enjoy it, who are you and why do you hate yourself in life? Definitely like lower vodkas. Like I already mentioned, I really enjoyed Crystal Skull vodka, but like anything else, like I'm not a fan of Grey Goose. I'm not that much of a fan of. Definitely not like Sky vodka. Like fuck that shit. Gin. Fuck gin. Like any gin.
Very much so.
Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you. You drink pine trees for whatever fucking reason. You're fucking insane.
So, Tom, who started this podcast with me initially, he decided he wanted to see how drunk he can get me one night. And so we went to the bar and he was paying. And so I'm like, all right, well, if you're paying, then you get to pick the drink. Knowing I hate gin, I cannot stand gin. His first drink of choice was a gin martini and a pickle shot. For those who don't know, a pickle shot is exactly as it sounds. It is the juice from the pickle container,
which is really good with tequila.
Yeah, and
fucking amazing with tequila.
It is, but it's just a shot of that, right? Knowing that I had a gin martini and a pickle shot, and not thinking in hindsight, I took the pickle shot first because I'm like, all right, cool, pickle shot, I can do this. Boom, done. And then I'm like, crap, I should have the pickle shot second because I want to get this nastiness of this gin out of my mouth. And I totally should have because it took the waitress like another 25 minutes to bring the next drink over, which was a better drink after that because, Tom's being nicer. But I pounded that gin martini and I hate gin. I cannot stand that flavor. It is so disgusting. And anything with gin, like on occasion, like there's certain mixed drinks that I've had gin, I just cannot taste the gin. But more often than not, that gin overpowers most of the flavors you taste and a lot of alcohols, and I just can't stand it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm right with you in there.
My soon to be my brother-in-law's soon to be wife or fiance. I don't know the terms. She enjoys gin, and I always give her shit because the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, Tom also is a big fan of gin, and I can't understand it, and I don't think I ever will. Gin's definitely a big one for me. I'm not a big fan, as we talked about, like black licorice ones, so like Jaeger or absinthe or anything like that, or cheaper vodkas. Like I guess I don't mind like Smirnoff or Sky ones like that, but it's like the super cheap ones, like say Pinnacle, which is like the super crazy flavored ones. I cannot stand those by themselves. I have found that they are great with the cupcakes my wife makes. So she'll make what she calls oops cakes, where they're ostensibly alcoholic cupcakes. She'll use the Pinnacle ones for the flavor. And we also did use those Pinnacle vodkas to make like infused cherries with alcohol and infused gummy bears once for a party with alcohol. It was super good. We did fruit punch for the gummy bears, which was really good. And then we did whipped cream, infused whipped cream on the cherries, which was very good. I was drunk eating just the cherries by the time my friends came over for that party.
Jesus.
It was so good. But like,
Speaking of Jesus,
yeah,
he turned me on to the Sky Whipped vodka.
Mhm.
And what he did is he gave me like one of those Mio orange things. And if you mix those, it tastes like an orange creamsicle.
interesting.
And it's fucking delicious.
Interesting.
And I still threw up, but it was good. It was worth it.
The only time I remember in recent history throwing up after drinking, and I can't really even blame the drinking, was I was drinking Patron, which tequila is my weakness, by the way. Like, I can drink like a ton of whiskey, a ton of vodka, be fine ish. But if I have like 4 shots of tequila, I'm done. I can't get up off the couch and or the floor. And and or
right.
I just
4 shots of tequila is a warm up, dog.
yeah, I can't not with tequila, man. I can do so much like of everything else, but just not tequila. But this girl I was dating, we went over to our friend's party, and I was drinking with her sister. We were just taking shots of Patron, and they had lasagna for the dinner, and I love lasagna, so I pounded like a big old hunk of lasagna, and then another buddy of mine came over with these like mini bottles of Coronas. These were like the little bottles you get from like the airport kind of bottles.
Mhm.
He had, I don't know where he got them from, but he had like boxes of these things, and there was like 50 in a box, and we were just pounding these Coronas, and that was the last time I remember ever throwing up while drinking, and that was horrible. With that amount of alcohol plus the lasagna, oh my gosh, I
Mm.
I was off of Patron for a while because of it, because that's all I tasted was pasta and Patron. But
Well, you don't
That sounds like
drink
a fucking
Patron, and you definitely don't eat you don't eat Italian food with tequila. What the fuck is wrong with you?
she was hot.
Well,
I think it
she
would be
was
a little
fucking
remiss.
moron.
I agree. If we didn't talk about a little bit of Fireball, and how do you guys feel about that shit?
Oh,
'Cause
fuck
it is
Fireball.
shit.
Oh, so Fireball was a difficult one. So I would really like Fireball in my early 20s, but even thinking of Fireball now, it gives me a massive amount of acid reflux. But I liked cinnamon whiskey. Like Brett Buffet turned me on to Porter's Fire, and it is a cinnamon and vanilla whiskey. It is
See, that's the thing.
so good.
Is Porter's Fired is whiskey.
Yeah.
It is. Fireball is not.
No,
Fireball doesn't have the alcohol content to be considered whiskey.
it is a cinnamon liqueur.
Damn straight it is. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, man, like early 20s, and yeah, totally legal age of drinking and not at like 17, I was all about Fireball, right?
Oh,
That was like my drink of choice. Largely because
you
I can
basic white bitch.
100%. But it's because I can drink a crap ton of that, and nobody else could that I was drinking with. So I would always drink everybody under the table under Fireball. So,
Ugh.
but yeah, I can't now. I can't even think of it now that way. It's just horrible. All right. So now we talked about that. Oh, I was going to mention a story with my lovely wife, and she's probably going to kill me for telling this story, and I apologize, baby, but I'm doing it anyways. Before my wife and I met, she was going out with her aunt and her aunt's friends from work, and they were all out drinking at the bar and the club and stuff like that. And we're drinking a lot of Jaeger because that was my wife's drink of choice at the time. She doesn't drink Jaeger anymore; she can't stand it. I think it's part to do with the story. So she then goes with her aunts and her aunt's friends, to Village Inn. And my wife at the time was in her early 20s. and her aunt was in her early 30s, and so was her friends. And they were sitting, waiting, getting waited on by this good-looking waiter. And in the drunken addled brain that was my wife's, she thought that if she showed the waiter a free sample, that he would be more inclined to ask her out. So my wife got up on the table and showed aspects of herself. And turns out that the waiter was not enthralled with that, large to do that his girlfriend was the manager of that Village Inn. And my wife was kicked out of Village Inn for a year.
Oh,
Nice.
shit.
So, yeah, she's going to kill me for telling the story, but it is what it is. So,
Next time I see your wife, I'm going to ask her how Village Inn is.
you can see you can ask her about it tomorrow because she'll be at the show.
Hell yeah. Hopefully she'll buy some of my salsa and I'll be like, hey, yo, don't take that to Village Inn.
She's going to ask why because she doesn't know I'm saying this story right now because she's asleep. And then she's not going to know until this episode drops, and she won't hear it until Sunday because that's when she works again. Yeah, that's when she'll kill me. So she will have no clue what you're talking about when you bring it up to her.
Good. It'll be like a little time bomb, and then she'll hear this episode, and then she'll just be that motherfucker.
See?
Oh man. Anyhow, so let's go ahead and now move on to our favorite cocktails. So a cocktail being some variety of mixed drink. And it can be something that's lightly mixed, say like a screwdriver, which is supposed to have only a single shot of vodka and orange juice, or something more heavily mixed, like a Long Island iced tea, which has multiple alcohols in it. So, Josh, what is one of your favorite cocktails?
I am a big fan of whiskey and Sprite. Obviously, 2 weeks in a row, I'm fucking drinking it. Another one, pretty basic of me. I do love me a good margarita, like a good blended margarita. I fucking go ham on those.
Mm-hmm. Since we did that taco and margarita festival, I've been getting right back into drinking margaritas more often. So much so,
they're so.
We bought a specialty blender to do margaritas.
There you go. That's what's up.
Oh.
Margaritas. What's another fucking pina coladas are really good.
Sex on the beach.
I've never had a sex on the beach. Yeah. God, I had another one in mind. Just fucking lost it. But those are my two go-tos.
Yeah.
If I'm drinking mixed drinks, it's Sprite and a whiskey, and margaritas, man. Blended margaritas are the shit. I actually went into Vegas one time to pick up my grandparents, and my aunt was like, she was living in California. She met us in Vegas, and she was like, "Thank you for doing this. Your drinks are on me." And I was like, "Look, I want one drink, and I want one of those giant novelty margaritas, right?" And so we go up to the bar, and they're like, "Our margarita machine's down. Do you mind if we make it by hand?" I was like, "Not at all." So she puts all the ice and the mixture in, and then she starts pouring the tequila, and this bitch gets distracted. And she turns and she's like talking to the other bartender for a good 1, maybe 2 minutes, just dumping this bottle of tequila in the blender. And I'm just like, ma'am, miss, bartender lady, fuck. And she finally looks, and I shit you not, this giant blender, okay, is about halfway full with tequila. She's like, "Is that going to be okay?" And I was like, "Why the fuck not? Bring it on."
Let's do this.
I was drunk. That was my whole mindset. I was like, you know what? I'm in Vegas. I'm not with anybody my age. They're all senior citizens. Sorry if you guys hear this. I love you, Thea. But I got so it was so strong. Okay, by the time we went from the bar back to our room, I was already fucking stumbling.
So I've got two great stories that goes very similar to this. But first, let's make sure that we never introduce Bud Birch to your Tia. Second,
Oh no.
second, so the first story, me and Psycho's brother and Josh Glade and a couple other wrestlers went down to.
I'm gonna stop you right there. You mentioned Josh Glade. I'm out. I'm fucking out.
No, it's a good story.
Oh God, let's go.
So
Let's
we went to Vegas to go to Cauliflower Alley one year, and we decided that the last night there, because we were not going to be driving, because Psycho was going to drive with his ex-wife, before they got divorced. They were going to be doing the driving back. So his brother had bought in one of the big daiquiris, which is essentially the same thing as the margarita. It's like the same novelty size ones. They're meter size, so they're 3 feet tall. And
fuck.
he goes and gets one, and between me, him, and Glade sharing it, we downed the whole fucking thing. And then we went to get the refill. We take it back up to the hotel, and his brother's like, "Man, I can't drink all of this by myself." And he's like, "But I don't want to, keep switching the cups back and forth like we were doing." And he's like, "All right, well, they have the little the little water cups in the bathroom at the hotel." And like, okay. He goes, "I'm going to go dump it in there. Give you guys a little bit at a time." I'm like, "Okay, that works." So he goes to dump it in there, and this bitch is still frozen, right? So he goes and turns it, and nothing's coming out. And turns up a little more, nothing's coming out. He gets to almost vertically upside down with this shit, and it's a strawberry daiquiri. Okay, in the bathroom, it finally comes out, and it all comes out. Almost the whole meter of this daiquiri just hits the counter and explodes everywhere in the bathroom. It literally looked like we killed somebody in that bathroom.
Jesus.
It was hilarious. The other story I wanted to tell you, though, is very similar, but my cousin's 21st birthday in Vegas. My wife and I and a bunch of my cousins, my sister, and aunts and so on, we all go out to Vegas for her 21st. And as we're rolling through and walking up and down the strip, I'm drinking a variety of everything from Heinekens to Jack and Cokes to what have you. But I'm also kind of finishing off all of everybody else's alcohol because nobody in my family can actually drink alcohol properly. And so my cousin, she does a great job, though, and downs her meter daiquiri by herself. And I was very proud of her. And then she goes to get the refill, but takes about 3 sips out of it and then just can't. She's like, "I can't drink it anymore. I could barely even hold this thing up and keep myself up. I'm messed up." I'm like, "No worries. I got you." So I take the daiquiri. I end up finishing that thing off by myself. By the end of the night, my brother-in-law and I are so messed up that we are leaning against each other in like almost like a pyramid shape, walking down the strip with my grandfather behind us to make sure we don't walk into the middle of the road, trying to get back to the hotel. I have no recollection of making it to the hotel. My next memory is waking up on the floor of my grandfather's hotel room. I have no recollection of anything else. Great time.
What the fuck?
So you met me like later on in my life, so I don't drink as much as I used to.
Oh, fucking obviously.
All right. So well, favorite cocktail.
It definitely used to be Adios Motherfuckers,
Ooh.
Ooh.
but I don't. I'm here for just straight like silver rum and Sprite. Like that's my go-to usually.
Okay.
Mm.
Can't go wrong with
Dan will appreciate the AMF reference. She's been on a kick ever since Maggie showed her those.
Oh well, I had 9 of those in one night in one sitting at a restaurant once. That was
And your liver still functions. I'm so fucking proud of you right now.
right.
So well.
I'm just as shocked as you are. It didn't. The night didn't end well, but I mean, I had fun. I think that's the important part.
I can't imagine it ended well, but I'm glad you had fun. I'm very proud of you for having fun.
I know. It's great.
AMFs used to be my go-to as well, but specifically at the
Ah,
club. And more importantly, it was when I was dating. So the girl I dated before my wife, we did it for about 8 months, and she turned me on to AMFs, and we would go to the club all the time. And that's what my drink of choice was when we were at the club, was AMF. And I don't know, there's something about having an AMF at the club that just seemed right. Listening to all the music and stuff we were listening to, because it was a house band. So just listening to that house music while drinking an AMF was like the choice. That being said, I very rarely ever have an AMF outside of like a club scene. I'm kind of weird when it comes to my mixed drinks. I'm often just a soda and like rum or Coke guy for the most part. So like a Jack and Coke or a rum or Jack and rum or rum and Coke kind of guy for most things. But I have what I call my smart drink. So when I'm at the casino playing like blackjack or something, and I want to keep my wits and don't get really messed up, but I want to be drinking just so I can drink more later. I always go with a screwdriver, which is just vodka and orange juice. That is my smart drink. Because once I start having Jack and Coke, I'll start to lose the intelligence, and by the time I'm done with like the fourth one, I'm pretty much going all in on like a pair of twos kind of scenario. Mind you, playing blackjack, that's how messed up I am at that point. So,
intelligence? What intelligence?
yeah, I know. Too many chair shots to the head. But AMF is definitely one I enjoy back in the day. There's a variety of ones I've had. There was one that I'm trying to remember what was all in it. It had like 4 different liquors in it that my wife and I found for a Christmas party we did last year. It was, or 2 years ago. It was called toilet water.
What the fuck?
Now, it was called toilet water because it looks like the toilet water when you get the little blue thing in it before you use said toilet. It had a triple sec, tequila, blue curacao, something else, Sprite, and Gatorade. It was stupid good. Like, it got to the part where it was dangerously stupid good. You did not realize how much you were drinking until you were already messed up, kind of drunk. Let's see. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, I got a nasty. If we're gonna talk about like nasty fucking shots, I took a shot that on paper is pretty disgusting, but it actually wasn't half bad, and it was a shot of Jägermeister
Ugh.
and man mixed with mayonnaise.
What the no?
It's called a smoker's cough, and it wasn't. I didn't want to immediately kill myself.
Did you get the idea for this drink from the Snuggles?
No, this was
because that's exactly
when I used to
what
do
it sounds
security. When I used to do security at bars, one of the bartenders they introduced it to me.
That sounds so fucking bad. That's like those.
It does, but it tastes like.
You guys ever
Be honest. I'm gonna be honest. It tastes like a ham sandwich. So, like, yes, it's disgusting, but
alcohol should not taste like meaty sandwiches.
Well, it does. It must be the
What the
mayonnaise. So
like.
it's.
It
I
tastes
mean,
like a ham sandwich.
yeah, give it a shot. Give it a shot.
No, not at all.
Oh, if you buy it for me, I will take that shot.
Well,
But
don't.
other than that, I am staying the fuck away from anything that liquid that tastes like a ham sandwich. I eat fucking potted meat on the regular, and I'm not drinking a ham sandwich. That sounds what the fuck?
Give it a shot.
Okay.
I'm not being cute. Give it a shot.
Uh, uh.
All right. Well, that kind of brings us up to the next one. Then we can go off of is what is a drink that seems like it should be disgusting, but was actually really good. Obviously, we have
right there. Smoker's
cough there. The ham sandwich connoisseur brought it up, and then
Mm-hmm.
Josh, what do you think? Do you have a drink, of any variety, a shot or cocktail or whatnot that should been disgusting, but actually was really good?
Whew. Off the top of my head, the only one that I could think of that ended up being really good was Marlon suggested it as a joke. Okay, he told me because y'all know how I dry scoop my pre workout. He's like, "Why don't you just follow that with a shot of alcohol?" And I was like, "Oh my god, that's genius!" So I take a scoop of pre workout, whatever flavor I have, and a shot of tequila, and I mix it up real good, and I down the hatch, and I fucking love it.
How very Scott Hall of you.
Right? I love it. As far as ones that should have been good, I'll give you this. I'll give you a Jaeger bomb, and the reason I give you a Jaeger bomb is because growing up, like that was like my family's go-to party shot. Like my aunt and uncle, they always drank it, and they were always talking it up and talking it up. And when I finally had one, I thought this is the most disgusting fucking thing I've ever had in my life. Or like strawberry shots with amaretto. Those two. I just can't. I can't do it. Oh, KCTs. That's the one that I was gonna bring up. You guys know what a KCT is?
No.
So Tech Nine, right? Infamously, like biggest song was probably Caribou Lou. 151 rum, pineapple juice, Malibu. That's Caribou Lou. He had another one called KCT, and that is Hennessy, Sprite, and lemon. And I could not even finish my first one. I bought a whole bottle of Hennessy. I bought a bunch of limes and a big old thing of Sprite, and I had one sip, and I said no, nope. And I never spent more money on alcohol and wasted it in my fucking life. I think I still have the bottle, and that was 20. When did I turn 21? 10 years ago. 2013 is when I bought this bottle, and I still have not touched it. I still have not finished it. It's just, yeah.
So
So there's mine.
for mine, on the ones that were surprisingly good, even though on paper it should not be, is the return of Fireball. But specifically dropping a Fireball into a cup of Red's apple ale, or Red's apple cider hard liquor.
Oh, the apple pie shot, right?
Yeah. It's Fireball, which already is going to be a problem, but dropping it in there like it was an Irish car bomb, it's so good. It tastes like that. And the other trick to do it is do it as a double drop. So you have that and the Pinnacle whipped cream vodka and drop those together. You'll get messed up real quick, but it's very good.
Oh, this is. I don't know if I'd consider this like terrible, but like. So have you guys ever had Screwball peanut butter whiskey?
Yeah.
That is my grandma's favorite.
So it's real good, obviously. And if you mix or get some like a grape or like a strawberry or some sort of liqueur,
Mm-hmm.
and you mix it together and you get a PB&J, peanut butter and jelly shot sandwich, and it's pretty fucking good.
Ooh. See, that's a sandwich shot I can get behind because I love me some PB&J. Love it.
It's real good.
I just made me think. I have Malibu rum, watermelon Malibu rum in my cabinet right now. If I mix a shot of that with Porter's peanut butter whiskey, I wonder if it would be the same.
You never know. Might be worth a shot.
Pun intended.
I've said it 9 times. The joke is dead. But yes.
Yeah, maybe I'll try that one out this weekend. We'll see how it goes. Porter's peanut butter, by the way, is very good too. I think Screwball I like better because it's not like slap you in the face peanut butter whiskey. Like Porter's is a lot more peanut butter. Yeah. But we do have peanut butter whiskey because my wife wanted to try it. So
I have to try the Porters. I've only ever had the Screwball, and it's good. It burns like a son of a bitch, but it's good.
I had this one. A friend of mine brought it over to a party we were having. It was a root beer whiskey, which was interesting.
Ooh.
It was one that I enjoyed the first shot, but every subsequent shot, it was like diminishing returns. It's like, oh, good. Yeah, no, kind of, not really. Okay, I'm done with this. But the first shot was really good.
You know what's really good that I forgot to mention, and it just came to me, was rum chata.
Rum chata? Mm-hmm.
I love me some rum chata. You ever had rum chata?
I don't know if I ever have had rum chata.
It is legit just alcoholic horchata, and it's the shit.
I'm not
Try it.
I'm not a
You
big
should give
fan of
that a
rice,
shot.
but I do like horchata in general, and rum chata is very good.
Oh, love me some rum chata.
All right.
Maybe that's what I'll get for next weekend.
Let's see. Let's go ahead and do one more question for this. Let's go expand this for a little bit from just the alcohols. Due to alcohol, what may be the craziest story that you have? Go ahead, Josh.
So, granted, we do not condone the use of alcohol for underage people.
Agreed.
However, my family has a rule that you can drink as long as you drink with us. That way they can kind of monitor everything that goes on, right? And they can cut you off when they feel necessary. So, it is my aunt and uncle's bachelor/bachelorette party. And they did one of those combo ones because why the fuck not? And
saves money on
my aunt. That is true. So what they did is like the dudes went to the strip club. The girls got a strip club or a stripper at the house. I was the designated driver for the dudes, but I was only 16 at the time, so I sat in their camper and played on the Xbox. Anyways, my aunt wanted to put the fear of God into me as far as drinking excessively. So she was feeding me shots.
Okay.
Strawberry shots, Jaeger bombs, tequila.
As the designated driver?
This was after I got them. After I picked them up.
Okay.
That's That's a very important detail that I forgot. So I pick up the guys. I come back and they're like, "Okay, now you can drink, and you're drinking for me because she was pregnant with my cousin Trinity at the time." Kinds of shots and alcohol because it was my first time drinking, and I was like, I want to see what it's like to be drunk. So the night progresses, and my uncle decides he's gonna break out his mini bike, like the little clown fucking motorcycle.
Okay.
He's got a fire pit going in the back. And I'm like, I want to try riding the mini bike. And he's like, okay, I have a great idea. You're going to jump the fire pit. Being drunk? Fucking why not? Let's go. So I get on this mini bike, never ridden a motorcycle. This is the one time I ever have in my fucking life. So I get on this little mini bike and I
size
fucking
for you.
go. It was average size for me. Go fuck yourself, but you're not wrong. So I jumped the fire pit, and when they bought their house, there was like one of those cheap aluminum swing sets already there.
Mm-hmm.
So I jumped the fire pit on this mini bike, and I crash into the swing set, and this thing comes tumbling down. My aunt, she runs out. Jay, what the fuck did you do? And him and his buddies are all laughing, and they're all having a good time. And I just shoot my arm up through the rubble with a thumbs up. I was like, let's fucking do it again. And she's like, no, you're done. I don't remember much after that. I just know that I woke up on the roof of their camper.
Very nice.
And my friend that I had brought with me was sleeping on their couch and pissed on their couch. Like, got just wet himself and the couch, and it was fucking terrible. I still get crap for that. Almost 15 years later, hey, you're not bringing so and so to this thing, are you? It's like, no, I don't talk to him anymore. Good, because I don't want to clean the couch again. Like, fuck off.
Mm-hmm. Nah, got him.
Yep. But that is hands down my craziest drunk story on my end. I did have a cousin cost me $10,000 in Vegas once because she was so fucking drunk. I was winning, right? I was playing a Family Guy slot machine, and I was just hitting bonus after bonus after bonus. And she's piss drunk, piss fucking drunk. And she keeps on grabbing me, shaking me. Let's go! You're gonna lose all your money. You're gonna lose all your money. I was like, all right, let me get it up to 800. So I got my winnings up to 800. I hit cash out. I leave. I take maybe 10 to 15 steps from this machine, and I hear Peter Griffin's laugh. And I turn around, and some old bitch hit that same machine that I was playing for $10,000 on a minimum bet. That same night, so I go and cash out, right? I get my little stack of $800 and I smack her on the forehead. I say, you're buying all my drinks and every entry fee to whatever bar we end up at. So we go to Coyote Ugly. And she thinks it's a great idea to start dancing on the table. And not good. Security came, ripped her off. You've been overserved. You're done. We get kicked out of Coyote Ugly. So we're walking down the strip in Vegas. And she thinks it's a good idea to just start lunging at people to try and scare them. And she does it to this group of dudes.
You're a terrible person to go out with. But you're a terrible person to go out with.
She used to be. She's cleaned up her act a little bit, and I'm proud of her.
No, not her. You're just you, not her. You.
You're a bad
influence. Me? Why me?
You're just letting this drunk bitch fucking run wild on fucking Vegas. Let her fucking try and start fights with people.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. We tried to stop her. We did. She shoved. So it was me. It was her. It was my cousin Benito. We're walking down the strip, and she starts, jump scaring her. And we grab her arms, and we're like, you need to calm down. You need to stop. She shoves Benito into the bushes. She shoves me into oncoming traffic, and she takes off down the road. By the time we get to her, she's getting approached by this group of 5 guys. and she's like crouched down, like she's obviously gonna like jump at them, and we're like, don't. And she jumps at him, and one of the guys jumps back and lifts his shirt, and he's got a gun in his fucking waistband.
Nice.
And we grab her and we put her between us, and we're like, yo, she's drunk. She's drunk. I'm sorry. We apologize on behalf of her. Just enjoy your guys' night. We're taking her back to the hotel room. And he's like, you fucking better. And he keeps walking, and we just look at her. And we're like, you're done. You're fucking done. So next morning, we get a call from her dad. Have you guys seen? I know she was with you last night. I was like, yeah. We dropped her off at your room. She wasn't there. They found her 3 floors up from where we left her, outside of somebody else's room, covered in somebody else's food. Like they got room service, left their leftovers out, and she was eating it. So there's that. And I shouldn't have mentioned her name, but I did. Mike, can you bleep that in post, please, for the love of God? Minute marker 56:06.
So normally, no, I will not. I don't go back and edit these. Well, I might be inclined to do that for her, not for you.
I appreciate that.
So, all right.
But yeah, that's as far as I got as drinking stories. Next.
So, what about you?
I have a good one.
You know, honestly, I was trying to think the entire time. I don't remember anything. I'll probably think of one tomorrow, which doesn't help this podcast, but as it stands right now, I don't recall anything.
Well,
and
you
that
know what?
bums me out.
That's okay. We'll have your spot taken by Zan, who obviously has one that I heard her say she has. So we'll do our special guest.
No, she's a listener. She's a listener. How dare you?
Let Zan. I'm intrigued to hear what Zan's would be.
Hold up, let me give her the headphones. They want your drunk story.
Oh, they want my drunk story?
They want your drunk
Hi,
story.
Zan.
Okay. So this is great. So this is an anime bonsai story, and so you guys will figure out why I always love to go.
Fucking
Yep.
no.
Yep, it's because it's so community. And here's the thing you gotta know. Anime bonsai is always held at the Davis Convention Center, and there's a bar attached. So everyone gets pretty fucked up, and Saturday nights are like the shit. Well, just so happened to be a night that me and my friends went to we left one of our friends. He met a girl at the bar, and he and everybody had been hanging out. He's a dude that doesn't get laid a lot. So everyone was like, cool, let's hook him up with this girl. She and the dude are alone in the room, and the next thing we know, we're getting panic texts that this girl, basically while he was in the bathroom, downed like half a bottle of vodka.
Oh no.
And is now fucked up in the hotel room alone with our friend. So everybody is like, shit, we gotta make sure that the situation doesn't go south and that she's taken care of and everything. So we all go up to the room. And I'm the only girl there, and this girl is crazy. She's completely blackout drunk. She wants to sleep 1 second and hit everybody the next. It's great. It's a good time. So I have to corral her into this bathroom, this hotel bathroom, which, by the way, the owner of this bathroom is none of the people in this room right now. It's joyous. Great. And so I'm with her in this bathroom, and I'm like telling my friends to find her cell phone, find her bag. And everyone's standing around with no idea what to do. I finally find her phone. People are arguing with me about who to call, and this girl is driving me crazy. So I finally take the phone and I call her fiance. And her fiance answers the phone, and I'm just like, hey, you might want to come pick up your girl over here because she got pretty lit up bonsai. And I believe what he says is, again? So we're like, sure, come and get her. So he's on his way, and he takes like an hour to get there. It's like another hour with this girl. And we start going through her phone, and we don't know how this happens or what you have to do. But she's like on probation with Comcast for some fucking reason. Like they like monitor her or some shit. Like it's just weird. And so finally her boyfriend gets there, her fiance, whatever, and comes up to the room, and we have to we got her, two people carrying her, me and her beau, and we're carrying her down the hallway with an arm over each of our shoulders trying to get her. And she throws up in the hallway. She throws up in the elevator. She throws up in the lobby. We finally get her through the lobby and into her fiance's car. And she starts hitting him in the driver's seat. And we slam that door shut. We say, "Good luck. See you later. That's your problem now." And we all left. And to this day, we still reminisce about that story because it was pretty crazy.
I would say so.
And that's my wonderful anime bonsai story.
You tried to hook up your friend with a girl who has a fiance, and she was too drunk to cheat.
Yep. That's pretty much what happened. And then, funny enough, I believe she didn't recognize me or nothing, but I heard her name and I saw her, and she was back in the bar last year. And I went, "Oh shit, someone is in for a ride tonight, and it is not going to be me."
Wait, did she get married though? That's the important thing. Did she get married?
I have no idea, not a clue. I have no idea how her life is going, but apparently it's not gone poorly enough that she doesn't find herself back at that bar every anime bonsai. And considering it's in 2 weeks, maybe I'll have an update for you guys.
That'll be good.
And that was special guest Zan, who will be giving us a future update with this crazy ass story.
Thanks for having me. Here's Josh.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I thought for sure that story was going to be like, so he takes this girl back, and it ends up being a dude. Like, 100%.
Yeah.
No, she just got lit. She just got hella lit and kept swinging on people.
Yeah, I was expecting a tranny story in there too. That being said, I've mentioned multiple times through this podcast and other podcasts of some of my crazy drunk stories. So I'm going to skip my own this time. And instead, I'm going to do a sort of twofer. Years ago, when I first started wrestling, I used to go up to Ogden to go and visit a mentor of mine. Me and Psycho both did. Who worked up there. His name was Lucky, and we would just get freaking blitz at his house and spend the whole weekend watching wrestling and just drinking the whole time. And one night it was me, Psycho's brother, and Lucky at the house, just getting completely trashed. And for those who don't know, Psycho, who I also do the Bump Card Wrestling podcast with on here, he is a wimp when it comes to alcohol, and a lot.
Psycho is no longer allowed to drink at bar fights, so we know. We are well fucking aware.
He still doesn't think he offended you that night.
Bro, he started doing the homes and like the essays, and he was doing it so offensively. 110%. It wasn't like a jokey joke, ha ha ha. It was a fuck you, Martinez or Martine. Like, I legit was getting so pissed.
Yeah, to this day, he doesn't think that you were upset at him. I'm like, he totally was. But anyhow, so we're sitting there drinking, and Psycho is a lightweight when it comes to alcohol. At this time, he's even worse because he was getting drunk off of like 3 Smirnoffs, like not the vodkas, but like the mixed, like the hard liquor ones that you can do. And while he's drinking, and after he's drinking about 3 of them, he passes out on Lucky's couch. And while he's passed out, we're, and having a good time talking with everybody else. And then my tag partner, who also lives up in the Hugden, came over, Leo Martinez, Mach Martinez for those from UCW. He comes over. And to say that Mach had a problem with drinking would be understatement. He
As
comes
most
over.
Martinez's do.
He comes over already drunk and has a beer in hand when he walks into the house and is sitting there drinking more. And he sits down and starts talking with us. And I shit you not, he's in the middle of telling us a story and passes out. And an hour later, he wakes up and finishes the story as if nothing happened. He literally just it was like the most craziest delay in a stream that you've ever had listening to him go. So we're making fun of him for that. And while this is all going on, Psycho's asleep on the couch. He's passed out. And Psycho had been bitching that day about Lucky. Lucky has a thing about glitter, right? Where he is a big fan of putting glitter in his hair and on his body and stuff like that. So much so he has tubs of glitter. And we've made jokes about him and his sexuality and everything else about it for years. Well, we decide to mess with Psycho because of how much he was complaining about having glitter all over him because he worked the weekend before against Lucky. So Psycho's laying on his side, facing to the couch pillow, and Lucky goes and grabs a tube of glitter and ends up dumping the whole tube on Psycho's face. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen what it looks like when you put oil onto cellophane. It's got that rainbow effect. That's exactly what it looks like on a half of Psycho's face. And we say nothing. We don't wake him up. Nothing. We'll just let him go back or stay asleep. So about an hour later, he wakes up as we're all talking about different things and does not notice at all that he's covered in glitter. And as we're talking and doing other things, we start making a joke about Bugaki. For all that knows Bugaki, cool. Who doesn't know Bugaki, don't look it up while you're at work. So we make the joke that, again, about Lucky and his sexuality. I looked at Psycho because we made the joke about Lucky cum being glitter. And I looked at Psycho, and it's 10 minutes after he's woken up at this point. And I'm like, how would you feel about being Bugaki'd by Lucky? And Psycho's drunk ass responds with, it would be an honor. And as soon as he said that, we couldn't hold it in anymore. All of us just busted up laughing because half his face is covered in glitter at this point. And we all lost it. It was so fucking funny. And at that point, he then realizes he's half covered in glitter. And he thought that right when we were laughing at him is when we covered him in glitter, not the hours ago when he was asleep. It was the funniest damn thing. And the worst part is his brother was kind of a chauffeur because at the time Psycho didn't even have a license. And for the next month, his brother's car still had glitter in it. Psycho was still pulling glitter out of his hair and off of his clothes and everything else. Every time he would bitch about glitter, I would just lose my goddamn mind. It was so fucking
What the fuck? First off, I laugh about the Mach Martinez thing because that is a very Martinez trait. Because I don't know how, but we did figure out that I am related to Mach.
funny.
And I don't know how many times I could tell you that I've had an uncle or a tia or a grandparent or one of their brothers and sisters mid-story just completely plastered, zonk out. It was like a childhood tradition. Which Tio could we get drunk enough to start telling us a story and then out?
That's so good. It was one of my favorite nights over at Lucky's house. So funny. There's a continuation on the story though. So we've mentioned this story and made fun of this story with Psycho for decades at this point. And Phil was not there when it happened. He knew about it. He heard all about it, right? Glade heard all about it, but was not there when it happened. So one night, it was Glade's birthday. We were throwing throwing a birthday party for him at his house in Magna. And Psycho comes over with his girlfriend at the time. And we all get pretty drunk and everything else. And we mentioned the story and everything else. And Phil's like, hey, my sister-in-law has a tub of glitter. Do you think you can get it onto Psycho? And I'm like, totally. So Phil is playing a stupid game he invented called Nutball with Psycho. Basically, what Nutball is you get ostensibly a what's it called? A medicine ball, but not an actual medicine ball, but it's essentially one of those about the size of a little bit bigger than a softball. And the point is for both you and the person you're playing against to sit on the ground, legs open, and to arc said ball to attempt to smash it on said nuts. And whoever lasts,
You guys did it with a fucking medicine ball?
Yes, it was. To be fair, I say it's ostensibly a medicine ball. What it was a bag of flour that Phil taped up constantly into a ball-sized thing, and so it was ostensibly like a medicine ball. It's the best way to imagine it. And yeah, so you would arc it.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, these people were idiots. I never played this game because I like my balls too much.
We did that. We did that in high school, but we used a water bottle, and it'd be like half full, and we would sit across spread leg, and we would slide it as hard as we could. By the way, is a great way to bruise your testicles.
Oh yeah,
just fun fact for the audience.
One of the other wrestlers, Spike, who's actually Izzy's brother, him and Phil went at it at like a championship level, and they would just like Phil was not missing, but Spike would not give up. So eventually Phil stopped, so he would stop hurting Spike. Spike showed a picture to everybody later about it, and his Johnson was like black and blue. It was horrible.
Oh god.
That being said, Psycho's playing this game with Phil, and they're both drunk at this point. And I get behind Psycho where his girlfriend had been sitting until she went to go use the bathroom, and I'm lightly touching his head in glitter to the part where his whole bald headness is nothing but a shiny gleam of glitter and everything else. And then I walked off. His girlfriend came back and sat in the same spot and was very confused about the glitter and asked him about it, and he got so bad. It was hilarious.
So next time I sing Psycho, what you're saying is that I need to bring me some glitter.
Yes, 100%.
And just lightly and casually pour it on.
Yes.
Fuck yes. Thank you for the idea.
You are welcome. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to be it for us tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was really fun for me. Please reach out to us on our social medias. Tell us what your favorite liquors or favorite alcohol story was. Reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at BeHero Media. Plus, you can always find us at BeHeroMedia.com. You can reach out to us directly. You can hit me up at... Okay. You can hit me up at Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Mike Burke DCW or Mike Burke Pro on X/Twitter. You can hit up Josh at
Bonesaw_Will on Instagram and William Cutting on Facebook.
And you can hit up Sowell at
Done DUNN_well or _so_well. Jesus.
I thought you were only drinking water, so
right.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I can't believe it.
That's on all the social medias?
Every single stupid one of them. That is correct.
All righty. And lastly, guys, just to let you guys know, we just, by the time this airs, we just had a great show at Halloween Bash, which was a fun awesome show. So please come out if you guys are going to be in town for Salt Lake or in Salt Lake. Go to the AEW Collision show. You'll be able to see us there handing out flyers. Please come by, say hi, grab a flyer from us. And that'll be tonight. After tonight, you can come find us up in Logan on October 14th. You can find us at Liquid Joe's for Tussle Time on October 19th in Salt Lake. You can find us at Kamikaze's for Tussle Time October 21st. And then lastly, you can find us in Salt Lake again at Aces Saloons for bar fights on November 3rd. Get your tickets now for all of those great events on Facebook at Devotion Championship Wrestling, on Instagram at Devotion Championship Wrestling, and on Twitter at DCW Salt Lake City. All right, guys. Well, this has been a fun one. I hope that you all enjoyed it and everything else. Is there anything else I forgot, guys? Anything else we need to talk about?
No.
All right. Well, last thing I want to just mention before I forget, now it popped in my head. If you want some balm salsa, reach out to Josh on his Facebook. So, all right,
Badger Bite salsa.
there you go. All right, guys. Well, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And for the rest of Be Hero Presents, we have been Slightly Agitated. Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Hugs and kisses.
Fuck you so well.